Swift is excited to announce a new blockchain partnership with Consensus and some of the world's largest banks. What's going on here? I am going to tell you everything you need to know. There is also more information about Ripple and XRP at the end of this film. Okay, let's talk about what's going on. A quote from Bloomberg says that Swift and a group of 30 organizations will make their own shared distributed ledger with a focus on real-time 247 payments. Swift has announced a big partnership with Consensus and 30 financial institutions to build a shared ledger infrastructure for cross-border payments that is built on blockchain. This is a big step toward digitizing the old banking systems. This project aims to make cross-border transactions faster than 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by using smart contracts and making new digital platforms and current fiat payment systems work together, weaving quickly through its past role as a financial message network. The following people are taking part. You have an Ethereum-based blockchain tech company that agrees. There are 30 banks for you in 16 different countries. HSBC, Bank of America, BNB, Paribas, Standard Chartered, and Wells Fargo are some of the banks that offer loans, as well as most of Ripple's partners except for JP Morgan. The shared ledger is meant to record, verify, and order cross-border financial transactions in real time. This allows for controlled moves of tokenized value and supports smart contract-based rule enforcement for safe transaction processing. Smart contracts based on Ethereum are being used to build this first prototype by agreement. This is a prototype that is being made. Interoperability and strategic consequences. The main goal is to make it easy to connect to new and current systems like CBDCs, tokenized assets, and various blockchain platforms so that digital finance can run on a single set of rules in the future. This move puts Swift and its network of banks in a good position to stay ahead of the competition for digital-first networks that can support the trend toward tokenization in capital markets and settling processes, changes in roles. Swift will continue to be an independent infrastructure provider that helps with security and interoperability instead of moving money directly. This means that it will be able to offer its services in the digital world as well. Instead of moving money directly, Swift will stay as a neutral infrastructure provider that helps with security and connectivity. That means it's not really the deal, right? Moving the information or saying, hey, we're selling or buying this, and then working on the security of who owns what, keeping track of that information, and figuring out where the money is going. It will be interesting to see how the payment part of this goes. Then All in Crypto says that the record will be shared with more than 30 banks that are connected to XRP, Quant, and HAR. Okay. Then CEO Javier Perez Tasso talked about plans to add a blockchain-based shared ledger to our technology stack. You knew this was going to happen. These are the banks that are going to take part. The ones with a check mark in the middle are linked to Ripple. That seemed interesting to me, but really, is it crazy that some of the biggest banks in the world work with more than one company here? I don't believe that. That seems like the smart move. You will never depend on just one tool. That would be totally crazy. In any case, let's move on. Governor Christopher Waller and the Federal Reserve are working on using the public blockchain for cross-border payments and global banking. Distributed ledger technology, DT, is quickly becoming enough infrastructure for these uses, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For protection and trustworthiness, they like to do business on public blockchains that use different models. Customers, especially if purchases based on blockchain turn out to be cheaper. If businesses and customers can get stable coins for less money, I'm all for it. In places where it's hard to get or costs a lot to use dollar banking services, countries that accept US dollar stable coins are already starting to see this trend grow. Also, we know that cross-border funds, especially remittances, cost a lot. This is partly because deals involving many infrastructures, currencies, and middlemen are hard to understand. Isn't this what XRP really does on a large scale? The ability for all of these different currencies to work with each other as a bridge asset. This is why it takes so long to work. Everything is kept separate. One way that new technologies could lead to lower costs is by making things run more efficiently. Now I'll ask my second question. How could new tools make the payment system work better? Distributed ledger technology, or DT, is quickly becoming a useful framework for 247 deals, keeping records and managing data. It does this by making it possible for different platforms, parties, assets, and functions to work together in new ways. For instance, DT-based platforms can support 247 real-time payments and security transfers by using programmable features like smart contracts to make operations more efficient and automate more complicated financial transactions. You can choose the exact time and conditions under which a transaction settles. The settlement of money and assets could be more flexible and quick if they use DTBAS-based systems. We're going toward blockchain in a broad sense. In the future, that's where the value will be moved and traded. That's what I hear. Then some people in the XRP group are bringing up something Brad said in 2018. Putting a Swift GPI on a Model T engine is like putting a Ferrari body on it. It's just a cosmetic change to old equipment. Messages are still not connected to settlement. They can only go in one way and they can't fix the problem of liquidity. So guys, I'll let you decide what to think about all this. What do I think about this? It seems clear that Swift was going to do something. You're beginning to see those notices. I think they will be able to stay in the game and important here. It shouldn't come as a surprise. If you want to get rid of Swift for good, I don't think you'll be able to do it overnight, right? So all you have to do now is fight on a larger scale, provide better services, and watch how things turn out over the next few years. At this point, the system could fail, and we would talk about that right here on this channel in real time. This is where we are now, okay? Swift 1080 speaker 2025, the head of strategic partnerships for the whole world, works at Thunes. There are links between Thunes and Swift as well. Shake this up. Connectivity is key to making money. As a partner of Ripple, Thunes has added its pay-to service to Swift. This means that Ripple liquidity that goes through them can get to banks that are quickly linked. In essence, this is XRP and RLUSD going through the Thunes system on the Swift system. That's really interesting. XRP is also sent across the Swift network by Ripple's Interledger technology. The Interledger system keeps multiple ledgers in sync without making a new one. It works the same way as Swift. When a payment message is processed successfully, node intermediaries agree to pay each other. The Ledger protocol is Ripple's main plan for getting more people to use the XRP system. Ripple makes sure that XRP and its technology can work with the biggest payment networks in the world by making Interledger protocol compatible with Swift. Ripple is said to be evolving into the Ledger system, which shows how important it is. Ripple knew that everyone would never agree on a single record, so they made the Interledger protocol so that different systems could work together. This method is strengthened by the fact that ISO 2000022 makes it possible for global financial infrastructure to join in a way that is safe, smooth, and scalable.